just like in a Lamborghini. We'll play some elevator music. You feel like you're in a much larger car than just a little hatchback. Which is a bit of a weird one, I've never seen that before. Might not be necessary.
Be much bigger inside, much bigger.
How much fits in? That's what you were asking. Runs on the sniff of an oil rag. And I can confirm that. Hatchbacks are getting pretty sophisticated these days, man. When we were young, back in the day in the 80s, we used to have the Golf Mark 1. You had the Mazda 323. Does everyone remember that? You had a Toyota Corolla, the 323. You had the Opel Kadett, simple as anything. And you had a little Renault 5, which had nothing in it. And that was the point of a hatchback. It's supposed to be light, cheap, simple, and easy to drive. And these days, you have the same thing. A hatchback is supposed to be light, cheap, and simple, but it's not simple anymore. This is the Toyota Agya in South Africa. We have the Afrikaans language, they might call it Agya. You tell me what you think of that. We've been living in this one for about 3 weeks now, and I'll just take you through a few of the little things that I've noticed. Obviously the styling, it's very simple, very small. These days simple means a lot different to what it used to. As we pass a speed trap and our motorbike dude got pulled over. Okay, luckily we're behind a truck, so it's no big deal. We're somewhere near the Transkei at this point, near a village town called Kokstad. Look it up. The Agya, it's Toyota. The fit and finish is impeccable. Shut lines, all of that, quality is there. This is the smallest hatchback they make. They make quite a few of them in South Africa, as far as I know. The Etios and the Corollas, and there's many versions of those. And this one is the smallest one. It's got a tiny little engine, little 3-cylinder, 1 liter maybe. I don't know if you can hear me with the wind, but it's very small, very complicated. It's a 1 liter triple. I think the aircon compressor is as big as the engine itself. As I said, it doesn't have much power. 49 kilowatts is about 65 horsepower. You have to really rev it, although it loves to rev. It thrums along quite nicely. Maybe you can hear it. Typical 3-cylinder. It doesn't have much power at all. It loves to rev though. Nice, but you're not going to go anywhere fast, but you're going to go with a bit of a smile on your face, which sounds quite familiar, all you Landy owners out there. The layout is good. I'm really impressed by the space in here. I'm 6'2", and the seat isn't even on its furthest back. In the back seat, you still got leg room like this.
Quite a lot of time in the front, so now I'm keen to try what it's like in the back, because there's plenty of leg room for such a small little car. And the seat is actually pushed backwards, so you can see the driver's seat is even more forward, so awesome.
Height, no problem at all. Front seats, they look a little funky with their little red stripes on it. They're very plain, but they're very comfortable. We spend the whole day in this car, we do a lot of distance, and we come out the other side and we're more fresh than in a Landy. Think about that. Give you a little insight into a couple of little quirks of this car, which is sometimes a little bit strange to my eye anyway, but I'm old-fashioned. On the right here we got an engine start-stop button, just like in a Lamborghini. Doesn't like it when your passenger has the key and gets in from the other side, then nothing happens. The problem I have is if you lock the car, you walk away with your remote, come back, you unlock the car, you got the remote in your hand. Now it'll start, but I don't understand the point. It's not keyless entry. You've already got the key in your hand, you might as well slot it in. That's one little thing. The other one is there's no grab handles anywhere in the car, which is really strange. I don't know if they forgot to put them in, if it's a design feature. The other side is that the engine doesn't have a temperature gauge, which is really weird sometimes. Yeah, we can switch it on if you push the button twice. Now we got all our lights coming on here. Now we can operate the windows. I better not lock myself out. But the thing is that once you turn the engine off, everything's dead, which is kind of strange as well, instead of just turning the key. It's a little bit of an extra feature that I thought it might not be necessary. Aircon controls, very comprehensive. You got your fan, got your aircon, got max cool. If you push that in, it just dumps out a whole lot of air, which really cools down the car very quickly. Very good aircon. Turn that off. These are all quite nice. The modes, you know, to the windscreen, to your feet, all of that. That's cool. The radio, which I will try and clean off. It's got like touch buttons, haptic feed kind of thing, which is quite cool. It's got a little USB inlet here. One little thing which is pretty cool is once you've connected your mobile phone to the Bluetooth, you can start the car, which it will only allow when you push the clutch in. You get a little green light there. Push the button like a Lamborghini, and eventually we have this little screen that comes up. If we can see it in this harsh South African light. Let's see how long it takes, because yeah, it's not instant.
It's disconnected.
Play some elevator music. We'll play some elevator music. And there we go. It took a while, but it's there. You know, get in the car and run off, and you don't have to set up all your stuff. Just kill that noise because it will demonetize the video. Of course, you've got your little hazard button here, which is always handy when you're overtaking in South Africa. Good. So you tell me if we got a better deal. Very wonky little doors.
I'm actually really glad we got the other one.
Huh?
Wow. The Agya is actually much bigger inside. Much bigger.
Maybe the plastics are better. The little leather wheel.
Right here.
You've got little manual controls for your aircon and stuff. The heater is very tight. These are the door thingies. In the back you've got manual.
There's like no space. Wow. Can you fit?
Can. First impression? I think your Toyota is a much better deal.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, cool. I'm glad the first one didn't work out.
No, it's winding up. Here we go. Play some elevator music. Was that all we're going to get?
Wow, no, I'm actually really chuffed we got the Agya instead.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, what's your pack?
It's a very different proposition. You do have a map, which is probably nice, but the screen itself is not very cool. Joburg, where are we? Okay. Is it going to work it out for us? Here we go. Oh, that's okay. But the doors are very plain. The plastics are very plasticky compared to the Toyota.
Also no handles. There are some in the back.
Okay.
It just feels so much more compact.
No, the Toyota seems a lot more substantial for similar money. The styling, I don't know. This feels very much a budget compared to the Toyota. Yeah, at the moment the refinement is also there because it is a Japanese build. The biggest thing obviously is road noise, but you can't do much about that in a little hatchback, as my ears pop because we've been climbing up from the coast. Yeah, what else can you say? For a little car, it's got everything on it. As we just pull off here, and I'm trying to hear what the engine sounds like at full chat. Hey?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, here we go. Acceleration. Call it half a 911 flat 6. That's probably what it is. Best part of the car, yeah, as I said, doesn't have much power, so overtaking sometimes is a bit of a chore. And it climbs, it does climb hills very well. It kind of maintains and it kind of pulls away from other cars, so it doesn't lose speed, but you can't gain speed either. All that kind of stuff, details. Runs on the sniff of an oil rag, and I can confirm that. I've got the numbers, which I'll show you as well. And I think we'll pull in here and fill up while we're at it, even though we don't need to, which is rather pleasant compared to driving a Defender. It's not a GTI. I don't think it was meant to be. I think we need to manage our expectations as well when you buy a car like this. You can't have it all. You got to give a little bit on some areas. What I can say is for a little hot hatch, this quality and refinement is just top shelf. I mean, the refinement of the engine, the gearbox, all you can hear in the background is this rumbling. That's from the tires, from the road surface. When it's a really rough road surface, you can hear a lot of road noise. Maybe I'll drop a piece in here of driving on the highway between really rough surface and smooth. What I didn't expect was that the brakes really suck. I thought it was a small light car, it'd be easy to stop it. That's not. Brake fade is a big thing. In fact, that pickup that we had a look at from China, the JMC, impeccable brakes, phenomenal. And these things are like kind of slowing you down instead of stopping you, which is a bit of a minus point. You might be wondering how much fits into the boot of this little Agya, which is a tiny little mini hatchback. Which also brings us to the little quirk which this car has, which is if you unlock the car with the remote, you can't unlock the boot. You have to flick the handle by the front, or you pull this little key out of here, and now you can give that a go. Which is a bit of a weird one. I've never seen that before, which is quite strange. Every time you arrive here with your shopping, you're going to have to fiddle. You have to open the door there, flick the handle to try and get into the hatch. But how much fits in? That's what you were asking. Let's have a look.
Oh, it's not bad.
Bumpy road, so this is shaken loose. However, let's see. Springbok bag, gym bag. That's about a suitcase. Nice big cooler box. You can't travel anywhere without charcoal. And some firelighters. I would call that a win. I'm pretty impressed with that. So one thing you might not know if you don't come to South Africa very often is a lot of the roads are covered in potholes. There is some work going on to try and improve the situation. Some areas are just left to their own devices, and the way they fix them is to put up a sign which says potholes ahead, And what that means is you have to go and play dodgems at high speed in your little hatchback to try and avoid leaving a wheel behind. What I have to say is that this little car is very good at that. The body control is excellent, turning, all of that, it's very nippy, as you might expect, maybe not from a Toyota. So as we look ahead to our pothole situation, you can see what we have to deal with, and I hope the cameraman can keep up. And this is actually quite a normal way of going about things around these parts. Well guys, after all of that, if you're still here, at the end of the day, what are the opinions in the end? And I have to say, this little car has impressed much more than you would expect it to. I think it's the perceived quality, the refinement. You feel like you're in a much larger car than just a little hatchback. All the panels are well done. There's no real paint on show, which in some cheap hatchbacks is the case. The materials are good. The AC works fantastically. The little engine runs well. As I said, it's just very cheap to run as well. But just sitting here, you've got the space, you've got the comfort. And I think that's the overriding factor. And that's what has changed a lot in the last 20 or 30 years. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a look at the Toyota Agya. I think they'll discontinue it soon. Bring out a new model, which is a rebadged Suzuki Celerio or something. But if you can find one of these, excellent value, Toyota quality, and very refined as well. So thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Keep rolling. Is this Henry? Henry comes from the Lazy Lizard, which is in Prince Albert, which is somewhere near Oudtshoorn on the Swartberg Pass in the Karoo, and it's somewhere you really